for the day together. Ooh, it's a work day. We are crafting today. It's raining! Ah! Sam!
Very unevenly, but with solar.
Good job. Good. Let's go. Snap now. Good. Snap now. Let's go. Snap now. Go. Swipe. Let's get it. Swipe. Snap now. Snap now. Snap now. Oh, hey. More knockout.
Alright, so quickly before I end off today's video, just want to talk about some things that were said in press conferences and reported by reporters throughout the day. First of all, the first thing that was really talked about is the field turf getting removed, the AstroTurf field getting removed finally from, the outside of the facility. That turf has been there for about 30 years now, which is insane, long overdue. They couldn't practice on that field because obviously AstroTurf can't practice on that. They've had to, and the AstroTurf field is actually closest to the facility. So now that they're replacing it with actual grass, players won't have to walk around the AstroTurf field and, the field, and they can just, practice there if obviously the team decides to. So that's really good right there, but that was long overdue. That should have, been changed. But, new owner Josh Harris, he's already changing a lot here, which is nice to see. Let's talk Jaden Daniels a little bit. He ended 11v11 with the deep completion down left sideline. And now, JP Finley said, now red zone work, where offense struggled last week. So it's good to see, obviously, Jaden Daniels. He has a great deep ball, really good throwing outside of the numbers. That slot fade, he is deadly with the slot fade. JP Finley reported that the offense wasn't great in red zone drills last OTA session, so and they struggled again a bit today. He said rough series for offense, and Daniels thrown out back of the end zone intentionally on second down would have been picked on third on under thrown corner fade. So this was in the red zone. They struggled again in the red zone a little bit, but that means two things. First of all, it's super early on. It's only June. Training camp starts late July, July 27th, July 29th, somewhere around there. So it's still very early. But that just shows two things. Obviously, number one, Jaden Daniels. He's a rookie. He's gonna have his struggles. He's not perfect. And then Cliff Kingsbury, new offensive coordinator. They're gonna it's gonna take a few practices to really get them cooking. It really is. That's the reality behind it. And plus, with our defense, that just shows how our defense is improving, and they should be improving. They should be way better this season. I mean, we were the worst defense in the NFL last season, and now we have guys like Joe Witt Jr. in the room. Obviously, Dan Quinn. All these great elite defensive coaches like Ken Norton. So and we obviously brought in a lot of defensive players, and Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, Dorrance Armstrong, Jeremy Chin. So we brought in all these guys. Drafted Johnny Newen, obviously. Drafted Jordan McGee as well. So we have all these guys. We've made all this, these additions for our defense. There is no reason as to why they should not be, performing very well. Right now, they should be performing better than the offense in these practices. But, the offense, they're going to have their really good days, especially when we get into training camp. Maybe even next week with minicamp, but especially when we get into training camp. Joe Witt Jr., he talked about, how he's not worried about defining starters versus backups. I mean, he said we have 17 to 18 guys. We're going to go out there. We're going to roll a deep crew and go out, and they're out there and whoop people. So rather than having just 11 starters, he thinks we have 17 to 18 starters. And honestly, I agree with that. I mean, look, if you want to, kind of lay out our starting defense, you could say, obviously our interior guys, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. On the outside, we have Cleveland Farrell, Dante Fowler, and on the other side, Dorrance Armstrong. Two starting linebackers, Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner, are safeties. I would probably go with Quan Martin and Jeremy Chin, but we have Derek Forrest as a backup as well, who is a great safety in my opinion. I mean, if we didn't draft Mikey Sanders still, I feel like, Derek Forrest would be our starting free safety. But since we did draft Mikey Sanders still, I feel like he's going to start at star. And then we're going to move Quan Martin to free safety. And then I think Jeremy Chin will be our strong safety. At cornerback, we have a lot of cornerback depth. Do we really have a star cornerback or two guys that, are locks to be our two starting cornerbacks on the outside? We'll see. But right now, I'd probably say, Michael Davis, maybe Emmanuel Forbes, but as of right now, I'd probably say Michael Davis, Benjamin St-Juste, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like Michael Davis and Emmanuel Forbes, or Emmanuel Forbes and Benjamin St-Juste later down the line, but we shall see. But, Joe Witt Jr., he's right. We have a lot of guys here. I forgot to mention Jamin Davis even. He's been developing. He's been getting better every single year of his career. I feel like he's going to take a huge leap forward this season, with the additions of Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu, veterans here to help him out. And he won't have to think a lot. They're going to use him off the edge. They're just going to use him everywhere, like as an off-ball linebacker and as an outside linebacker, blitzing off the edge, maybe have his hands in the dirt sometimes. So we'll see. But I think Jamin Davis is going to have a really, really good season with the defensive coaches we brought in and the linebackers, the two veteran linebackers, and Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu. They're going to help develop him as well. So that is really it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications. On the road to 4K subs, if you could, hit that sub button. I'd really appreciate it. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.